are my special friends. Special friends. Special friends. Now that I know you.
Check it out, people. You're tuned into KillaKicks Live Podcast.
Yo, what up? It's your boy DJ Delz, the sneaker addict, in the place to be with my homie KillaKicks. Make sure to listen to that podcast. Let's rock.
So what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. And on the phone, we have DJ Delz. What's up?
What's good? What's good?
What's good, man? Listen, man, pleasure to have you on the phone, man. And, let's get right to it, man. Like, you're definitely, one of the big names in YouTube. But I always like to take it to the beginning, like before the YouTube. So, like, tell me a little bit about, like, how you got into, like, the whole, like, buying shoes, and how did you find out that there was, like, an actual, like, a culture, like, behind this?
Well, what happened with me buying shoes is basically I started making more money, so I was able to afford more shoes. And, I'd see people around me wearing a lot of dope shit. So, that's really what happened. As far as with YouTube, I was already uploading videos, but it wasn't sneaker-related stuff. It was music-related stuff.
Okay.
And what happened was I seen Sneak Geeks, and he did a video, and I noticed there wasn't anyone that was really doing it. And I really enjoyed watching his videos, but he wasn't putting them out, like, as much as I would have liked him to put them out. So there wasn't really much content. And then I'd see, like, Jumpman Bostick, but there still wasn't a lot of people putting out videos at the time. So, I buy a new pair of kicks, and I was like, I'm going to put out a video, just show what I picked up. And I was even very humble at the beginning. I made it very clear that I don't know nothing really about sneakers as far as reviewing and technology. I'm just showing my new pickups. And then it ended up being crazy how people just really loved the videos of me showing the new pickups, to the point where I had to create my own channel. It was only right, just devoted to sneakers.
Now,
Sneaker addict.
Now, when you was doing these reviews for, like, music, like, what type of, was you a DJ, like, before this, or, like, what was your involvement, like, in the music aspect of it?
Well, I was a DJ. I was DJing in the clubs in the city, New York City. And on top of that, I was doing a lot of mixtapes. And I was working with artists on the side, I worked from artists from, people at Bad Boy to people, I don't like to pop exactly what artists over at Bad Boy, but I was working with artists over at Bad Boy. And then I was working with, French Montana, the Max B, to tons of different artists throughout the years. Jermaine Dupri, I was running with Jermaine Dupri for a good year and a half, 2 years.
Nice.
So,
and this was just strictly you being a DJ, or was you doing A&R, or like
me running around, going like to events and stuff? Just I was invited to a lot of cool events all the time, so I would always film events at my original channel, DJ Delz TV.
Okay.
So I was always at all these New York spots where like dope shit was going down,
Nice.
So that's what the videos were. A lot of just like industry stuff,
Okay.
And I just randomly decided to do a sneaker video, and started just popping. People wanted content, and there wasn't enough content out there,
Now, when you was doing these videos, did you ever think, like, man, I'm gonna blow up off of this shit, or like, was it just like
these videos was for fun, because I just thought it was like, and I thought it was fun just to show what you got, like, you're excited, you just bought a new pair of kicks. So it was kind of like, I like watching Sneak Geeks, and I liked watching like Jumpman Bostick, and I was just like, that feeling. Even like Bow Wow was doing videos, and I used to run with So Def, so I'd see him. He did a video. I remember he showed like the laser 6 rings, which were at that time, people may laugh now, but at that time, people were hype about that laser 6 ring. If anyone disagrees, they weren't around that time. People were hype about that laser 6 ring. They actually sold for a little bit of money. Nothing like now, but back then there wasn't like a resale thing like there is now.
Right.
And,
It's just like a whole different world right now, you know, compared to like when you was
it's a
coming
totally
in.
different world. Like back when I first started the YouTube stuff with sneakers, it was literally just sharing what you got. There wasn't no future. Like people weren't like, I'm gonna be internet famous. I was focused on my music shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was, as people started paying more attention to the sneaker stuff, I started just having fun with that, you know. And the music game changed so dramatically throughout the years, and I started getting such a nice audience through the sneaker stuff. I was able to kind of figure out ways to, you know, do the sneaker stuff and also be able to pay some bills at the same time. Because unfortunately, the internet kind of killed the music industry for the DJs.
Mm-hmm. Right, because now everybody could be a DJ now.
Well, to be a DJ now, you know, the clubs, they want to shortchange you most of the time unless, you know, you DJ Khaled or you got some kind of big name. They'd rather hire a celebrity that doesn't know how to DJ because they'll bring more of a crowd in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for people to be the promoters, not just someone that plays great records.
Right.
It's happened to a lot of DJs. You know, they've kind of just faded away or done other stuff like wedding parties, and which I'm not going to do, you know. That's not my thing. No offense to people that do that. There's a lot of money in that. It's just not my thing. I like the club scene, you know.
Now, at what point did you actually, like, decided where you started to get the reaction from, like, YouTube and you're like, damn, you know what? I'm going to really fucking stick to this shit because it's actually working for me and I enjoy it at the same time, because it's like you said, like you have to enjoy it. And I think a lot of, you know, with the early YouTubers is that, you know, when they were doing it, you know, everybody was doing it because they enjoyed it and not because they wanted a following. And the following actually came last, you know? So like, at what point did you actually, like, when you started seeing the numbers, like, was you like pull back like from that, like, oh shit, like these like people are actually like subscribing to like my channel, like, you know, in the hundreds and not, you know, like not like no like 400 and 500. I mean, you talking about like, you know, 24,000 and, you know, 33,000 and whatnot. So like, was you kind of like taken back by everything?
Well, I wasn't taken back, but I was just like, I was shocked in a funny manner. Like I was laughing at it. Like I can't believe that I'm getting so much attention when it comes down to me just showing a video of sneakers. Like, I had Funkmaster Flex call my house one day, and he was searching for my number. He was able to find it. He was even hitting me up on the internet. Yo, I got to speak to you. I got to speak to you. He was just loving the videos. He was just telling me, yo, you got something special here. And, you know, I live near Funkmaster Flex. And he wouldn't give me the time of day to speak to me when it had to do with the music. But with sneaker stuff, he does more than just DJ. You know, of course, he's a personality, but he also produces a lot of shows and does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people may not even know about, you know? For him to tell me, you got something special, and Funk Flex doesn't give props to no one. For him to tell me that, I was like, really? I'm like, wow.
Wow, that's crazy how that works out.
He was gassing me, you know. He was like just telling me, yo, I love watching the unboxings. It's like, you know, suspenseful and all that. It was dope, you know. And I was like, wow, I think I really got something here. And at that time, I was already thinking, why don't I make a new channel, right? And I'll name it The Sneaker Addict, and put out a blog site at the same time, thesneakeraddict.com. So I bought the website, you know, thesneakeraddict.com, and I didn't mess with it at all because I didn't know how to blog at all. I'm still learning how to blog to this day. And I said, I'm going to announce that I'm going to have this new channel, right? And when I do, I'm going to announce it on DJ Delz TV, the old channel, and we'll see how many subscribers I get. So I announced it. And man, the amount of subscribers was crazy.
Wow.
It was flooding. I got contacted by YouTube saying like I broke like records for shit.
Wow.
You know, like most amount of subs on a debut channel and craziness. Like people were just flooding. They were flying to the channel like flies to shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was because of the content, because it was passion. It wasn't like now everyone's trying to be internet famous. Everyone thinks they could just review shoes and retire in 20 years, you know?
Right.
And it was just, and even when I created that, it was just fun, you know? I just have fun. I will not do anything in life unless I'm having fun doing it. That's all I've been about. Like, people think I'm crazy that grew up with me. If I'm not having fun doing it, I'm not doing it.
Right. You have to have
Some
fun.
people are like, you've never worked like a 9 to 5, which is not true. I've worked 9 to 5s, but, you know, I was really young when I did. But, you know, I just like having fun. And I like doing new things. And it was exciting, man, when it first started, you know.
Right. And I mean, you know, you gotta work hard at, you know, at the things that it is that you want to do in life, you know, whether it be, you know, if anybody did want to do like the YouTube, like even like myself, like, you know, like this is a grind all the time. I do have my 9 to 5, you know, but this is something that I do on the side that I truly enjoy, you know. So like I couldn't just imagine like you being in the music and you're like knee deep in the music, and then, you know, like you're trying to holler at people and you're trying to close deals and, you know, nothing's working out, and all of a sudden you do like the total opposite, and it's like everybody's now after you. I mean, because that's kind of like a funny story how like you try to holler at Flex and he never tried to give you like the day of time, and it's like now
trying
it's
to get
like
on
with
the radio, trying to get tapes to him, you know, it wasn't happening. But then it was so crazy when he was hitting me on Twitter, he was hitting me on Facebook, because he just watched the show when he was feeling it. You know, he shows mad love. I'm always on his blog, inflexwetrust.com. Make sure to check that out. Like, that dude shows me mad love. Like, it's crazy.
When,
you know?
when you were starting at, like, all of this, because it seems like it was just like a bunch of people at one time, right? Like, it was, you know,
yeah, it was me. I would say it was first Sneak Geeks, and then it may have been around the same time, but I think that Jumpman Bostic was a little bit before me, but not by much. And it was me, and then it was Franelations, that kid Sticky213, and J Star, 25. These were the guys doing videos, you know? If I missed someone out, I don't think I did, but I'm talking to OGs when it comes to this your YouTube thing. That's the forefathers of this shit right here, you know?
Right, because I'm not sure. I will say like Premium Pete, but I'm not sure if Premium Pete was even.
Never on YouTube.
Right? Yeah.
He was never a part of that culture at all with YouTube. He sold sneakers and he had to connect. He was doing this thing like physical, like sneaker stuff at the retailers and stuff. He was never a part of the YouTube culture.
So in the beginning, like it's like a boom, right? It's you know, you have Sneak Geeks, which, you know, Sneak Geeks at that time was like this shit as well. So you have all these people. Did you ever feel like, damn, like I'm competing against like these big guys, or like was there any animosity like between anybody at that time?
We're competing for a good year, like, because it was who can review the shoe first, you know, and there wasn't that many people reviewing it. So there would be times I would get the shoe before him, and then when he would review the shoe, I'd go check his video, and people are like, oh, you're late, Delz got it first, or vice versa. You're late, Sneak Geeks got it first. It was like friendly competition. It wasn't like
right, exactly.
Like mad or, you know, nothing like that. But it was definitely competition, and it's amazing how like the YouTube, like the whole like YouTube world, it kind of like shifted to like a real competitive mode as there became a little bit more and more coming in, you know, more YouTube channels coming in. They would all look up at the top guys, you know, and we would always have all the early sneakers, or just be able to like, or we just know more about kicks, you know. Like when I first started reviewing shoes, I didn't know shit about sneakers. Back when Sneak Geeks was reviewing shoes, I didn't know shit about sneakers, and that man knew shit about sneakers. He didn't know nothing about sneakers.
Yeah.
But but we both had fun doing it because we just had fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when we were even a little bit competitive with who had the shoe first, we weren't acting like we knew everything. We would say, oh, the upper's red, the bottom's clear.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Because I think, like, when I think about it at that time, I think that he was just
I
like...
wouldn't say that. I think that Jack Slate is pretty new to YouTube. I think that people were getting it better, like, as time. I would give more credit to a Nightwing before I would to Jack Slate. It's just that Jack Slate, people just like Jack Slate a lot because, like, he's well connected, you know. So, like, when he puts out a video, his video's on Complex, his video's on Soul Collector, so he gets a lot more exposure. But, you know, you've got to give credit to other people before him as far as with the YouTube culture, as far as the timeline, you know.
This is just from my experience. Like, when I got into Jacques Slade, it was during the whole, you know, Kicks on Fire
Jack
run.
Slade. Don't get it twisted.
No, right. But I remember, like, watching Jacques Slade on Kicks on Fire, and it was like, shit, like, I didn't even know that shit was called that. Like, you know, it was like you said, like, people was just saying, you know, like, this is like the bottom and this is red and this is like the top. And, like, to me, he was just like a little bit more, like, not informational, but as far as, like, with the material.
Like, like, forward in time when you're mentioning Jack Slate, like,
no,
you got to understand, I've been doing reviews since 2008.
Okay.
So this timeline I'm on is a way longer timeline than you're thinking. You know what I mean?
No, right. Correct.
That's why I'll name a Nightwing before Jack Slate. You know, I'll even name myself because in that timeline I knew about Nubuck and leathers and quality. When I think even before there was a Jack Slate on YouTube. You know. Just make that clear. You know. Jack Slate is fantastic. He's got a great personality. You know, he's got it. He's got that host vibe. You look at him, he's just smiley. You know, he got that host vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see him on a talk show, or a game show.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was getting into, like, just, like, looking at reviews and whatnot, and I did get into it, like, a little bit late, and it was, like, during that time, I was, like, you know, it was, like, a mixture of you, Sneak Geeks, and, like, I was watching him because I would read the blogs, and that's how I kind of got, you know, just, like, into, like, the whole shoes. It was just because I was constantly reading blogs all the time, and at that time, you know, Kicks on Fire was, like, the only one that was kind of just giving, like, video reviews on a blog that wasn't just, like, on YouTube. So, like, to me, like, that was kind of cool. But definitely, like, when you was coming up, it was just, like, you know, it was a small hand group.
Before they were doing with Jock, they had an upload area where everyone could upload their videos.
Okay. I wasn't, you know.
Before that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where everyone would upload their videos.
So now you're doing this, and, you know, you get in the shoes, and it's a topic, like, I was just, like, reminiscing a little bit, and I remember one of the videos that you put was DJ Delz Exposed, right? Because everybody's talking about these early shoes and whatnot, and you know, it kind of seems like even with the whole, like, the Sneak Geeks thing, like, people, it was like kind of like everybody wanted to know, like, where these shoes was coming from, and, you know, are these shoes fake? Are these shoes not fake? And you know, with these early releases, like, do you think that early releases are fake? Because to some people, early releases are fake. Like, if you're doing a review on a shoe that doesn't come out till, like, let's say October, and you're doing it in, like, mid-June, then some people will consider that shoe is fake.
Check it out, people. You're tuned into KillaKicks Live.